entertainment-related new, entertainment-related discussion. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video. And this one was a request from one of my earlier Brave Exvius videos. Someone was asking questions about chaining and stuff like that. And I told him I'd do a video about it in the most basic sense. So basically, chaining in its raw state, in its most basic form, chaining is when two characters attack at the same time and you get a chain. That's it. Real simple. And as you can see here, I have my characters up. None of them are geared. This is just 5 characters I threw together. Importantly, the 2 Onion Knights in the back are my chainers. But before I even get to that, I'm going to show you basically a chain. And real simply, I'm just going to hit the auto button and boom. And you'll see chain come up. A 9 chain with basic attacks from all 5 characters. That is a chain. That is in its most basic form. That is what it does. And I'm going to stop the auto. And that is a 7 chain, just basic attacks with these 5 particular characters. Now, when you hear people talking about a little bit more advanced chaining, for example, the most common thing you'll hear is the Orlando chaining shell or the Orlando chaining family. This family includes Orlando, Sephiroth, Reagan when he comes out, which we just learned about him, Agrius, now after her awakening enhancements, Frivia. So what is a chain in that sense? Well, let's take Onion Knight. Basically, a chaining family is when you have either 2 of the same characters, like Onion Knight here, or a set of characters, like the ones I just listed, that have a move that shares the same animation or the same hit, the same amount of hits. And when I say the same animation, I don't mean exactly like they do the exact same animation, but their particular animation takes up the same amount of frames. So there's no breaking the chain. So we're going to use Onion Knight as an example. And you can chain, now I don't have his Onion Sword, because like I said, I don't have him equipped. So we're going to use Onion Slice. And basically, there are 2 ways of getting a chain with Onion Knight. If you're on your phone or you're on a pad or something, and you have these 2 moves ready, and you basically hit the 2 buttons as fast as you can at the same time, and you'll get a chain, okay? If you're really, really good, though, and what people mostly aim for is a spark chain. And a spark chain is essentially when they both go at the same exact time, and that increases the amount of hits, it increases the amount of damage. So I'm not using a pad, I'm using Mimu. So sometimes, because of the way I have this set up, when I hit I'm using a macro. So my macro set up for those 2 buttons to hit at the exact same time. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes I'll miss that. It's a little unpredictable. But basically, I have them both set up. So I'm going to hit my macro. And you might see a spark chain. Let's see if I can nail it. All right, so regular chain didn't spark. And the reason that is because even though I have it set up on a macro, the way the macro is set up is that it's based on my hits, how I hit the buttons. Now, when I hit the button here on a Mimu, I have to set the macro up. I have to increase the speed. And there's some settings you can do to increase your chances of getting a spark chain. And I'll just do the rest of the hits here with the team. So, and that's essentially what a chain is. Now, certain characters do not chain together. So if you're trying to chain people like, let's say, a Leela and a Titus, not necessarily going to work out too well. But if you're trying to chain, say, Sephiroth and Orlando, that works out fine. If you're trying to chain, I believe, Christine and Transterra, because I remember chaining with them when I was using them for a while, they can chain well, but you have to use the right move set. It doesn't mean that you just put the 2 characters together and any move they have can chain. No. In the case of like Orlando and Sephiroth, it has to be Orlando's Divine Ruination and it has to be Sephiroth's Heaven's Wept. Or if you're using a Orlando and a Frivia, it has to be an Awakened Ice Blossom. I think it's called Ice Blossom, right? Well, it's her main attack. I believe it's called Frostflower Blitz. That's what it is. Excuse me. I think Ice Blossom is another one of her moves. But Frostflower Blitz and Divine Runation. And then with Onion Knight, if you have his Onion Sword, I do have two of them, like I said, I just didn't equip them. It would be Onion Cutter for him, but he can also chain, because, you know, there's two of them. They have the exact same moves, so he can also chain with Onion Slice. Let me see if I can get a spark this time. Let's see. All right, so there's a spark chain, as you can see. That is a perfect chain. That is the macro working and hitting both buttons at the exact same moment, at the exact same time, and it gives you a spark chain. And that's chaining. That's chaining from its bare bones all the way up to the most advanced level that a lot of people try to obtain. It's not always easy to pull off. Even as you can see on a macro, it's not that easy. You gotta, because the macro records your movements. So you have to be quick. And then, when you do the macro, there is an accelerator. You put it up all the way to 8. This is in the case of Mimu. And that increases the chance of both buttons going off at the same time. So sometimes I get a spark chain. A couple of times I'll get a regular chain. But that is the essence of chaining. You want two characters that have the exact same hits, the exact same animated frames. And again, not every character has this. Some characters are fit to chain together, like I said, the list of the Orlando family, and duplicate characters like Titus. If you have two Tituses and you go in and you do the quick hit, that is an extreme spark. There are certain casters who chain together very well. For example, like I was saying, Christine and Transterra can chain very well together. Ash and I believe it's Halloween Sakura. I forget what she was called. I never got her, unfortunately. I think it's Grimlord Sakura and Ash, I believe, chain very well. So that's what chaining is. So at its basic form, everybody attacks together at the same time, and you get a chain. At its most advanced form is two of the same characters, or two characters with similar moves in terms of hits and animated frames, using one certain move that they have that share that, and doing a chain with them. And that's it. That's what chaining is. And of course, once you get those characters together, if you're using an iPad or phone, it's all about how quick you tap. The quicker you tap them together, you know, some people have their phone set up that if they hit the two buttons at the same time with two different fingers, they'll get that spark chain. If you're doing it on an emulator like myself, you know, clicking from one to the other doesn't really work too well, which is why I have to record the macro, increase the acceleration, and it's never a guaranteed spark, but I do get a spark more times than not when I'm chaining with two characters of either the same animation, the same frame animations, and the same move hits, or two duplicate characters. In this case, once again, Onion Knight. And we'll see if I can get another spark this time before we end this video. But here we go again. I'm going to give it a shot. And as you can see, another spark chain. And that's what chaining is. That's what it is, from its bare bones to the most advanced. It's just a matter of finding the right team to work together, the right teams that chain together. You can get all that information online, in particular Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Wikipedia. Also, if you go to the Reddit, there's a lot of people there who talk about chaining, and a lot of people are very knowledgeable about what families chain together well. So, but that's basically it. Chaining, its premise is two characters or more attacking at the same time for bonus damage and keeping an attack going to increase the chain. And another family of chainers that you might want to look into, see if you have, is if you have Barbarossa, or if you have Shantoto, or the new Lexa. They all have Tornado and Erosia, or I don't know if Shantoto has Erosia, but she has Tornado. And that can all chain together as well. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you have any more questions about chaining or anything else Final Fantasy Brave Exvius related, leave it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And be sure to check me out on Friday night at 9:30 p.m. on Twitch, where I will be streaming Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Hopefully it's a good banner so we can do some pulls. I'm not sure if it's going to be the Reagan banner, but I'm hoping it's going to be a good banner, so that way we can have some fun pulling. And I'm sure there'll be an event that I'm going to want to tackle at some point or another that evening. So anyway, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Or you can click here to become an E.T.N patron. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.